Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved here on the AdRev Evolved server. Thank you for joining me today, continuing to show you support for the series. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and a comment, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Hope you enjoyed that time lapse of me building that wall. The wall took 4 and a bit days to build. It took over 1 million stone, over 500,000 metal, and a lot more besides as well. Probably about 100,000, 200,000 wood. Yeah, huge quantities of resources there. But I've just noticed we've missed a couple of tiny little bits out. Well, we missed a lot out. The wall is not finished by a long way, to be honest. Does create a couple of little frame rate issues just as it loads in. But I've been having some problems with that anyway. Yeah, but the wall isn't completely finished. You can see these little bits here, these just above my head there, the kind of the 45-degree angle bits on the sides of each of the battlements there. You can see up here, they are, which ones is it? Not on the sides of these ones here. So I've got to go all the way along the wall, all the way along both sides of each section of battlements, adding those in. And the diagonals, the special 45-degree ones of those. So I've got to build 2 different types of them. Also, I've started adding these pillars around as well, which I've got to put a ceiling in above on a corner of the ceiling which is in place, and then put these down from the centre of that ceiling and put them down to the ground, because they won't go from the ground up in the positions that I want them in. And this makes a bit more of a kind of a line between this lower set of foundations here. Ooh, there's some Allosauruses outside. See, this wall works well. I think there's a Gigantosaurus outside as well somewhere. We'll have a look in a minute. We'll go over on my Griffin for that. Anyway, yeah, so I've done these. I need to put this stair in and just hope that Allosaur doesn't try and attack me while I'm here. Wow, I'm surprised I've come this close this early. I've only just put this wall up and there's some spawn just outside. So yeah, finished this just in time. But I did, as I was flying around today, I did see a Gigantosaurus in that field as well. So we're going to come back over. I think I need to put another wall in on the other side, but I'll feel a little bit safer on the Griffin, because I know that he can handle those Allosauruses no problem at all. I think I've found that using my recording software with this game does create some frame rate issues, because this works absolutely fine when I'm not recording. I might try running it in full screen rather than full screen windowed. That may help. Anyway, don't know how powerful these are. There's a 25 gone. Yeah, there's a Gigantosaurus there. There's a 90 gone. It's a very high level Griffin now, so he's quite powerful. And then the last one, ooh, big frame rate issue there. Wow. Pull out of that dive. And 140. I'm not really too worried about the Allosauruses now, I've got plenty of them. Just hope that Gigantosaurus doesn't come and test our walls anytime soon. Until I've finished them at least, it would be nice to be able to actually complete them. Now I'll take this guy over and pick up the direwolf because he's much faster for travelling around. One thing I have found is that this wall, you get a much better idea of the scale of it if you're down on the ground, and if your viewpoint is kind of much closer, like here we're much closer to the character, so everything seems bigger than the viewpoint on the Griffin. So I'll head back over, put this last stair on. It's only just started having these little lag ups as well. Very strange. You know, I need to come out here. I think it is while I'm recording, because this was working absolutely fine before. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I've produced this wall in such a way that the direwolves can actually go inside, which is good because these are nice and fast, and we can come all the way up through. I think what I'll do is, actually, if we start at this end, I will show you the tower down here first, and we'll go on a bit of a tour of the wall. I don't want to do too much in today's episode because I've just come off the back of a kind of 4-day build here, and this has been a kind of what do we call it? A kind of labour of love. That's the one. There's been a massive labour of love over the last few days, and yeah, it's been a pain to build. So I've got the redwood doors in all of these here in the gates. No doors within the archways here, so it's nice and easy to get the direwolves in and out as we're going around. We come up the spiral staircase here. We'll come into a nice big open room with these windows in the gateways here. So this is quite a nice big open room with lots of light in it. And then we can head up further onto the battlements. So we could have taken those allosaurs out with a gun by standing here. And if that Gigantosaurus gets any closer, we should be able to actually see it. So let's see if we come up onto these battlements. You can get a little bit closer. But no, too far away yet, which is good. Don't really want to test this wall out too soon. So we come back down and down here as well. We can grab the direwolf and we'll do the tour. So I'll show you one of the towers, and some of the other stuff along the way as well, the more kind of interesting bits along the way. There's a lot of corridors here. There's an interesting to note, but these are the kind of the straight corridors, and then there's the diagonal corridors as well, which you'll see coming up in a minute here, which I quite enjoy doing the stairs on these. It gives quite a nice design for them, and then it winds around. We get another diagonal bit here, and it kind of S-bends around here. But this is the one I want to show you first. So these towers are built in much the same way for each one of them. We head up the staircase here. I've done all left-hand spiral staircases. Apart from in the tower we've just been in at the very front, which I've done right hand to give me the symmetry. Right, so yeah, this is quite a nice open room at the kind of a wall level here. Comes out onto the wall. And on the other side. And then we can go upstairs as well into another kind of open plan room here. And then up further still. And we get onto the battlements. And this is the same pretty much in every single tower. They're done in all the same way, so they're all identical. But they all give amazing vistas out or views out onto this amazing Highland countryside. I still love this countryside. And we're the first to build here. So Nin hasn't really spread out very far down on the coast. And she's actually made a second base in Vikings Bay as well. So she's mainly moved down there, I think, because she was having problems with the Gigantosauruses and Allosauruses up here. I've been lucky here that I'm far enough to the coast that, or to this side of the coast, that I'm actually in one of the kind of starting spawn points on my beach. So it is fairly safe around there. We come back all the way down and all the way down again. So it's a little bit windy around these. Hope it's not too bad on the video. I can grab the direwolf and head on. And so in the video you should have seen a load of pillars going down the mountainside, and this is what it's like from the inside. huge tall staircase going down from the top of that mountain, or from the top of that cliff, all the way down to the bottom of the cliff, and from the inside of the wall there you come out onto the top of the wall here. So we get off here and we have a little passageway down here which takes you down into the kind of the bottom of the wall again. The direwolves can come down these staircases, and I've still actually got to put in a couple of the round walls here, and yeah, a few other walls here to put in. You can see there are bits around the place which I've missed out, and I'll go around and do all of those within the next few episodes. So if you keep an eye out, there'll be little subtle changes throughout probably throughout the season, and when this season ends as well. So there's another one of these towers, and then we come down onto a nice long wall here. This is the Behemoth Gate. So this tower is slightly different in that we can't go straight through because the Behemoth Gate is there, and so this one I've actually put a bridge over the top of the Behemoth wall, or Behemoth Gate. So this is the bridge level, and so you can see out of both sides. You can see out into our land here, and out into just down there, where that path is there. There's a Giga spawn just down there. So this is a nice watch out place for them. And again, the bigger windows here on the rounded walls. If we head over, we can come down the other side, like this. And if I jump off here, yeah, I should be fine. If you can. Yeah, there we go. And then we can come back onto the wall on this side. And I'll show you the final tower as well. I wanted to do... No? Go into it. Can be a little bit glitchy with these direwolves sometimes. There you go, you kind of have to 3-point turn in. I want to do something a bit different with this tower coming up. I wanted to kind of play around with the shapes and the kind of windows at the very top, create something of a spectacle. Oh, I've just realised something. So I hope this doesn't break anything, but if this is the spiral staircase, then I want this wall here to disappear, and this is a free high wall. Yes. So I've got to put these in here. So I need a few more walls. Excellent. I forgot on this bit I cheated and used the 3x3s rather than normal walls, because I was getting bored of just placing wall after wall after wall after wall. So I started placing these 3x3s in where I could. Anyway, we're coming up into the tower. I wanted to do something very different for the entrance to this tower at the bottom here. And so I brought the wall right the way into the tower, and you come out almost at the back of the tower here. Now the wolves can actually go up the spiral staircases, but it's a little bit glitchy, so I'm not going to do that. And if we head up this one, we've got quite a nice almost kind of cathedral-y type room here. Oh, sorry, no, this is the kind of a more open plan top level or wall level with battlements out the back and battlements out the front on either side. And then we come up into a very light open room with kind of a very cathedral-y style about it. I'm a bit gutted that using these gateways kind of sticks it out like this. I'm not sure which way to put them in, so I've just kind of recessed them inwards for now just to see what that'd be like, but I may recess them outwards instead. So in here I wanted to play around with different windows. It was very much of a what is available, what looks good, and I may change these along the way as well. And then we head up onto the battlements, which again is very, very similar to the other battlements in its style, but it is slightly larger as well. So we can see right out over to the beach on the other side there, and to the red obelisk, to the lighthouse, to the Crown of Thorns over there. And I think, yeah, we can see all the way down to our beach there as well. So from this tower here, we get a kind of coast-to-coast view of the entire of the Highlands, or the entire of this side of the Highlands anyway. The bit that we're interested in. Of my domain, so to speak. So I head back out. There's a little balcony here as well. Gives you battlements out onto a really nice view of our beach down there. And also a really nice view of that beach down there, which one day we may colonise as well. So I head down, actually, I do want to show you something. It's easiest. I think I won't die here, hopefully. No, I won't. Good. So I realised from down here, ow, I nearly died there, never mind. From down here, there's no actual way into this tower from the from the outside, and so round the back, I actually added in a little secret door here. So it's just right round the back of it, little secret door in, and then you're in here, and you can get to anywhere within the tower. So that was really handy when I was building it, because I kept on falling off. And I'll show you now one of the biggest aids I had when building this entire project is over here on the back of a Bronto. The Megalania. I always class the Megalania as a PvP pet. And not very useful at all. I classed it as a waste of 65 engram points for the saddle, but he's actually proved his worth in that he can climb all over these walls, and you can see here the outside of this pillared structure here as well. So building this pillared structure, I was able to climb up and down this cliffside here, which I couldn't do on foot, couldn't do on Dinoback, and it was really annoying trying to use the Griffin to build there as well. So I brought the Megalania over, and he was just able to climb up all the pillars, so I could actually climb up a pillar from the bottom, adding more pillars on the way, and keep climbing. And so it's really nice and easy actually to build all of this up in the end. As you can see, I've got a fair few more little bits of the crenulations to add on, or battlements to add on, all the way along here really. And it's going to take a long time, so bear with me with it. I've pulled down this house here because it was getting in the way really by the time it finished, and it was also adding a lot of FPS issues as well. So I'm trying as much as I can to be aware of the FPS issues in this game. The large bases are renowned for making even the best computers possible crawl, and I've got a very, very, very good PC, and even I'm feeling the struggle of it already in places here. So I'm hoping that I can minimise it as much as I can, use some of the tricks of the trade in Arc to kind of minimise the amount of building materials we're using, so we're not rendering too much in at any one time. That's one of the reasons why I've created this so large, is so that we're not spawning all of it in at the same time, because I could have put the end of the wall, is that going to hurt? Not too much. Could have put the end of the wall down here, but then we would have been spawning in or rendering in probably 2/3 of the wall at any one time. Whereas here it's probably about 1/8 of a wall at any one time. So it's a lot better. Anyway, just to take you back down onto the beach, I don't think we're going to do too much more in today's episode. I just want to show you a couple of things that happened over the last couple of days, which I found quite amusing, and we're going to have to rebuild a bit over here. Seems to be the vanilla structures and the S+ structures are the last ones to spawn in. But as you can see, not everything has rendered in, because our greenhouse got wiped out. All of this got wiped out in one stroke of a 150th level Brontosaurus's tail. It ended up trampling one of my direwolves, which then attacked it, and in the first swing of the tail killed my entire greenhouse. Killed a sheep that was over here as well that I'd tamed up, and got rid of a couple of my storage bags as well. So I've had to basically call my crops done now, for now, until we rebuild, because doing this wall has just taken up all of my time. Anyway, I don't want to take up your time for too much longer today. This is going to be a project for the next few episodes. We're going to be rebuilding everything here in the new style, kind of in keeping with the walls, a much more kind of medieval, Highlands medieval theme. And yeah, we're going to have some fun. Again, I would like you to give me ideas for different buildings and stuff we can build around the area. I've come up with a few ideas of like a windmill and blacksmith's forge and all of the kind of basic stuff we're going to need. But have a look at the mod in the Steam Workshop, see what's available in it, and yeah, give me some ideas. Leave comments down below. So if you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel. And I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.